Good evening, this is Turek, and I want to throw a quick video about Dracula Mihawk from One Piece. Probably my favorite character from the show. Yeah, pretty much. And what I'm presenting today is the fact that, my opinion that Mihawk is not a pirate. I keep seeing the Warlords being presented as pirates that the world government has swayed over to their side to work for them, to get the perks of the government backing you, and your bounty is frozen. You what else? They don't try to hunt you. I think you can keep what you have. There's some other perks. And now we've seen what pirates are like in One Piece. They're pretty much like pirates in the real world. As we've known them, they're out for their own desires and agendas. But Mihawk doesn't fall into this. And more importantly, he's a swordsman, which makes me think of him as Zoro a lot, which is part of where I'm going with this. And so what I see with Mihawk is that he's probably was just a swordsman who the government roped in merely because Mihawk, he's very bored. He became the world's strongest swordsman and has no one else to do anything, doesn't have anything else to do until someone else comes along. And he sees this opportunity where they probably just sent him a letter like they did Buggy to join the Warlords, and he's like, okay, sure, I've got nothing else to do. Shanks lost his arm, sure. Now, in that sense, it's not to say that he might be, he might not have crossed the Marines and got them upset because he just cuts down things that get in his way. Anything that belittles him is not equal to him. Things are, but that he isn't a pirate in any way that's similar to anyone else that's considered a pirate. Even like comparing this to Luffy, he's kind of a pirate, but he's not really a pirate either. I don't think Shanks is even really a pirate, or Whitebeard could be. But that's a topic I want to put in another video. With Mihawk, I think he was more like Zoro, as we know in his background, and he probably was trained in a dojo, learned the way of Bushido, and became a swordsman. And in a sense, he reminds me of Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, where he probably gained great strength right away, and he became very bored. And I'm guessing with him and Shanks, they both became rivals fairly quickly that way. But yeah, I don't see him as a pirate in the same sense. I think what it is with the Warlords is they weren't always looking for pirates. It just so happened that so many of the strong individuals out there in the world who weren't on the Marines and the world government side usually went out and became pirates. They abused their powers and strength to exploit people. But people like Mihawk weren't that same way. They train elsewhere and become very strong, and you become strong, people notice you. This is seen time and again as in stories where you can't hide your strength and not be noticed, like Superman. And look at Fujitora. He just got turned into an admiral recently, and no one talked about him. He wasn't mentioned in the story before, but they do the conscription. I forget the term now. But now he's a admiral. He's got rolled in and became an admiral. I'm kind of was trying to think recently, who would have trained Mihawk? Was there other dojos in the West Blue, East Blue, not East Blue because that's Zoro's. In the other blues, is there other dojos that Mihawk might have trained in, or on the Grand Line somewhere? And I was wondering whether it either could be like maybe Fujitora or I was thinking of Rayleigh for a while, but maybe Rayleigh taught Shanks because Shanks was on his crew. That might have been his initial training. And maybe Fujitora taught Mihawk as a swordsman. And that makes me think who trained, what's his name? That's on Blackbeard's crew. Can't think of his name now. Oh, as far as other evidence that Mihawk may not be a pirate, the basics. He has no Jolly Roger that I've seen. He had, of all the warlords they've shown, other than, I don't know about Boa Hancock, he has had no previous bounty ever shown. That right there, until I see like something like that shown about Mihawk, until some other objective evidence is shown, like his bounty, I can't see Mihawk being a pirate in the same sense as Moria, Crocodile, Doflamingo, all of them who had previous bounties from criminal activities. That's the key to me. When I think of pirates in One Piece, I'm thinking about criminal activities that they're actively doing. And when it comes to other characters I was thinking of, maybe someone like Whitebeard could have caused criminal activities in his youth to get on the wrong side of the world government. Maybe Shanks too, here and there, where they may be stealing from people who didn't deserve to have the money, but they're not really. But this is a criminal activity still. But with Mihawk, I feel like he just would have trained as a swordsman. He eventually became the strongest by clashing with Shanks. Maybe the association with Shanks made him a little. They were buddies, but he doesn't look like someone who would be buddies with Shanks. He's so stoic, and he looks like he wants to be alone all the time. I was just thinking too, what if he just was, as a kid, he was like the opposite of Whitebeard. He grew up with lots of people around him, maybe in a good family, and he just wants to be alone now. Or Whitebeard wanted a family because he might have been born or grew up without anybody. So I think I covered everything there. Yeah, and it's with that sword, his sword of his. I'm wondering where he got that from. I was curious, is Yoru the greatest sword? I wonder if that's passed down from greatest swordsman to swordsman. I wonder if Fujitora or someone he knew ever had it. Or if Rayleigh knows who had it. I'm sure they know who had it. I'm just wondering if they had interactions with those people. But anyways, yeah. Mihawk, my favorite character, doesn't look like a pirate. I think the world government was looking for strong individuals, lots of them were pirates, Moria, Crocodile, Doflamingo, Jinbei. But Mihawk was separate, he just was there, and everyone knew about him, this guy who was a prodigy. And they say, hey, come on over. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'm bored, make me a warlord. No, I do wonder why he's a little worried about the warlord system ending. I mean, that could be evidence, but if he got on the wrong side of the government. But something tells me he would be the one warlord they would say, like, hey, we know we're ending the system, but you could still be part of us. We would like to have you on our side. What do you say? And he probably would say no, because he doesn't care about that stuff. He's not into political factions and taking sides. He's only about himself. Which is kind of something I like, where in the world of One Piece, I would not be interested in being on different sides. Except maybe the ally with someone like Luffy, because he's out to help the little guy, so to speak. So that's about it. I just wanted to talk about that, because it's just, I always hear this topic, oh, the warlords are pirates. And like, are they all pirates? I don't think so. Anyways, thanks for listening.